Hey guys, it's William. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to make some super thick and delicious homemade lemon squares or lemon bars. You call them whatever you want, but they are delicious and extremely thick. I like them super thick and super bold in flavor, so these will definitely taste lemony. So let's get right into the recipe. We are going to start with the shortbread crust. Our lemon bars today will be pretty traditional since we will have a shortbread crust that we will then cover with a beautiful and thick lemon custard. So now we are going to start with the shortbread crust, and it is pretty easy to do actually. We are going to first of all cream together the butter, which is at room temperature, with some icing sugar, and then I'm going to add a bit of vanilla extract, always important for flavor. And finally, we'll just mix everything with a spatula. You can definitely use a KitchenAid if you have one, but a spatula is enough. Alright, this is super creamy and perfect. So now I'm just going to add my all-purpose flour, and I'm also going to add, of course, some salt. If your butter is salted, you don't need to add more salt, but I always like to add a bit of saltiness to my crust. And then you are going to start mixing with your spatula and finally with the heat of your hands to gather the dough and just form a nice ball of dough, and then we can put everything in our pan. Our dough is ready and beautiful looking, so now we are just going to spread everything at the bottom of our pan. I suggest using a square pan or even a rectangular shaped pan. Whatever you want to use actually will be fine. Even round, I don't really care. And then you are going to pierce everything with a fork just to make sure that your dough actually breathes in the oven, and then you are going to bake this crust. So we are going to blind bake it before adding the lemon curd on top of it, and I'm going to bake it in my preheated oven at 180 degrees Celsius for about 25 to 30 minutes. This is a pretty thick crust, but basically you want it to be dry and a bit more brown on the sides. Our beautiful crust is now resting at room temperature, and it is already amazing. So now we can take care of the lemon curd, because we are essentially making a lemon curd indeed in this recipe. And I'm going to start using some granulated white sugar, pretty traditional and conventional, that I'm going to mix with some zests of lemon. Always important to add zest as well as juice in lemon bars to have the best flavor possible, since all of the flavor in the lemon is actually in the zest and not in the juice. So I'm using quite a lot of zests here, and then I'm going to add some vanilla extract and mix this well with a whisk. Great, now I'm going to add a pinch of salt and then some all-purpose flour, and I'm just going to mix that once again with my whisk just to make sure that I don't have any lumps when I will add the eggs. It is time to add our 6 eggs, and I'm going to add them 3 at a time, mixing between each addition. This is a lot of eggs, but we are going to make a lot of curd, so this is completely normal. Don't be afraid to use that many eggs, and then you are going to end up with a super thick and beautiful consistency, and finally we'll be able to add the juices. Time to add the lemon juice, and of course I'm doing it homemade and using some fresh lemon juice. It is extremely important for flavors. Please do not use any boxed lemon juice or anything that you find in the supermarket. It won't be the same. And then you are just going to mix one last time. Our lemon curd batter is now ready, so I'm just going to pour it in our beautiful pan on top of the shortbread crust, and then we are going to bake our lemon bars in our preheated oven at 160 degrees Celsius, and I'm going to bake them this time for about 25 minutes or until everything is set. This should feel like a cheesecake or a flan, so you need to have a bit of jiggle to it, but not so much since your eggs need to be cooked. And then you are going to store everything in the fridge, and I actually suggest making this recipe the day before, since they will definitely taste better the next day, so keep that in mind. As you can see, I baked my lemon bars in 2 different pans because I really wanted to have one that was super thick, but I didn't have the right pan, so I used a smaller square pan. But if you have a large rectangular shaped pan, of course use it and do not use 2 different pans. It is more easy. And then you are just going to cut everything with a nice sharp knife, and as you can see, these look amazing. And there you go, it's that easy to make delicious, thick and super lemony lemon bars that really taste like there's actually lemon in there, and they are not too sweet. Believe me, I actually adapted this recipe to my tastes, and this is why I'm sharing it with you today. You can find the entire list of ingredients in the description box down below if you want to recreate this recipe, and don't forget to tag me on Instagram if you share a picture of your desserts and creations. Don't forget also to find me on Facebook and Twitter. All of the social media where you can find me are available in the description box down below. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel and give this video a like and a comment if you enjoyed it. And I will see you very soon for another amazing recipe. Bye!